Hey, welcome to Tarot Insights for the week of June 9th, 2025. All right, we've got our tarot cards. So every week we look at the energies for the week. We look each day, we pull a tarot card, and that's kind of the energy you'll be working with in that day. Not everybody will experience each energy, but it gives you kind of a good idea of what might be influencing us as we go through the day. So it's not necessarily good or bad, it just is, and how we use that energy is up to us. But it may give you some insight, so I hope you enjoy. Let's see. So the energy for Monday, which is June 9th, is the Page of Swords. This is the energy of speaking your truth, but you may find a little bit immature. Like, for example, I just saw something really cute on Facebook, and I shared it with my sisters. It wouldn't be something I'd post publicly, but I shared it with my sisters, and it was a little immature, but it was kind of funny to me, and so this is the energy that you may get. And so if you're feeling like you want to make an immature comment or an immature observation, just be aware of who you share it with, because this is also a day where people could be very easily offended on Monday, and so just be aware of your words, your tone, and the tendency to want to be a little snippy or a little bit immature in your communication. So I hope my sisters like the thing I sent them. All right, so let's look at the energy now for Tuesday. Tuesday, we have the Ace of Cups upside down. Tuesday, our feelings are going to be easily hurt. We're not going to want to be the loving energy that we may normally want to be. It's also a day where you want to make sure that you're aware of your blood pressure, your blood sugar, things like that, your fluids. Make sure you don't get dehydrated on Tuesday. When you have the Ace of Cups upside down, it can be the loss of fluids or something with your fluids being off. Also, if you have an older car and you're going on a long drive, make sure your fluids are up, right? Hi, Danielle, glad you could join us. So Tuesday, it could be a day where you're emotionally a little sensitive, but on the other hand, let's check those other things. Let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday, we are feeling on top of it. We are feeling like anything that comes at us, we can handle. And so Wednesday is a wonderful day. If you felt a little overwhelmed by someone or a little intimidated, Wednesday is the day to have the conversation that you may need to have with them. Wednesday is a day where you'll finish saying, that wasn't necessarily an easy day, but I got through it and I had everything I needed to be as successful as possible. Let's look at Thursday. What's the energy for Thursday? Thursday, we have the Emperor upside down. Thursday is a day where we're not feeling like being the boss or being the man or getting it done, Thursday is a day where I wouldn't try to manifest a lot. The Emperor, it has nothing to do with being a man, right? But it's masculine energy, and masculine energy is known as the manifester. The feminine energy creates the opportunity, and the masculine energy brings it into fruition. So on Thursday, you just may find that you're not necessarily in the mood to manifest. So what do we want to do instead? Maybe be the creative. Maybe think of the ideas. Maybe this is a day to make a to-dos list or to look for some inspiration. So just because a tarot card says this isn't going to be successful, it doesn't mean that everything won't be successful. You just may find on Thursday it is not a get-her-done day. All right, let's look on Friday. Friday, we have the Chariot. Many of you may find you're on the road, driving around. You may be having to deal with taking care of family on Friday. Friday's also a day of success and a day of focus. And so if you felt a little unfocused, and it does look like a little bit of an unfocused week, Friday may be the day that you can really get down and start, getting your focus back. But the Chariot to me is protecting family, travel, focus, but it's also this idea that we recognize that we are kind of a spiritual being having a physical experience. We're more than our body. All right, let's look at Saturday. Let me just put these cards back together. Hi, Susan. Glad you could join us. We're on Saturday. So let's look on Saturday. Saturday, we have the High Priestess upside down. No secrets are going to survive on Saturday. Saturday, you may find that if you're trying to keep a secret, it's not going to work. But on the other hand, if you're trying to unravel something, if you're trying to get to the bottom of something, if there's been a secret and you're trying to find out what really is going on, Saturday's the day. It's also, though, the High Priestess, when she's right side up, it's a card of commitment. And so you may find that commitment is not strong on Saturday. So people are more likely to blow you off at the last minute or, cancel plans, things like that. Don't be offended. It's just the energy of the day. It's a day where we're not committed to things that we made. And, an interesting thing about that comes up to me about this card, and maybe it's relevant to one of you, is that, when we make a commitment, that's the High Priestess right side up, we're making it based on certain facts. And when the facts change, our commitments can change. So, it's kind of like you get in a relationship and then you make a commitment to be together and then they change themselves, or they show a side of themselves that they were hiding before. That commitment then is kind of null and void. It's kind of like breaking the contract. And so in your life, when you find that you say, well, I made a commitment, right? Well, if the facts change or the job description changes, so to speak, for the commitment, then there is that ability to then walk backwards, because what you made a commitment to is not what the existing condition is. I don't know why that spirit just said for me to share that. Anyway, let's look at Sunday. Sunday, we are spending time with people we relate to. Sunday, we're feeling wealthy, we're feeling abundant, we're feeling, but it's usually abundant of connections. This is the card of karmic connections. Even upside down, you can't get rid of that. It's so strong in this card. But I would say instead of being karmic connections based on wounds, which is kind of what it means right side up to me, it's karmic connections based on strengths. And so any connections you can make on Sunday, I think you will find would be deep and would be rewarding. And again, it's not based on our wounds, it's based on our strengths. So, hey, Nicole, glad you could jump in. All right, so just to review, Monday, people are feeling a little sassy in their communications, maybe a little immature. Tuesday, we are easily offended and have our feelings hurt. Wednesday, we're feeling like we can handle anything. Hey, Shana, good to see you. Thursday, we're not getting it done. We just don't have the motivation. But Friday, we're successful, although we may be dealing with family situations or travel. Saturday, we're not feeling like we want to keep up with commitments. People may cancel on things. And Sunday, we are making connections with people, deep connections with people that we have a deep, maybe even karmic relationship to. So it sounds like a little bit of a mishmash all week. Nothing horrible, nothing like, no angels singing either. It seems like a regular old week. But I hope that you have a wonderful week. Hey, Mary Beth, glad you could join us. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.